That.
Okay. And finally today, the controversy over academic certificates of President Bola Tinubu has raged and has decided to speak about it. President Tinubu said the clerk of Chicago State University is responsible for the differences in his certificates, with several errors in the diploma certificates issued in response to the subpoena by the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party, Atiku Abubakar, requesting his files with the university. Why is this a big deal? As in, just a certificate to Chicago State University, and Chicago University, they're saying that, look, that we need the courts to get the records.
I think, I was thinking about this. I think Atiku's mission is actually to get the courts. I mean, if he can get the courts to say that, if he can prove in the court that the president didn't attend that university or he didn't have...
But days, the time frame
for
allotment of evidence.
I don't think...
The presidential tribunal has elapsed.
I don't...
This elapsed 26th
I don't think
July.
his mission, I don't think it's about the tribunal. I think it's about trying to prove that a crime has been committed.
Okay, to what extent?
It's trying to prove that a crime was committed by the president. It's trying to damage the credibility of the president as a president. It's not something he hopes to present at the tribunal. Of course, where is he going to? The tribunal, the case has been closed, But the truth of the matter is, I don't see him getting anywhere with it, because if it's about the clerical, what happened is just a clerical error. That's not that one can be corrected. For example, the date of graduation was supposed to be, I think, January 22nd. So they wrote January 27th or something. And that's a clerical error that can easily be corrected. So I think that it's just a distraction, and it's an attempt to damage the integrity of the president. So, but the issue is that Mr. Alhaji Atiku Abubakar has gone to the tribunal to challenge the victory of the president. That is what I think we should focus on. The tribunal has already reserved its judgment, and however the judgment goes, if the judgment does not favor the former VP, he has another opportunity to go to the Supreme Court. This, I think, is just a distraction, though he has his own mission, which I think it's just to say, okay, to question the credibility of the certificate that the man has, the qualification the man has. So that's just it.
Okay, Jire, let me take it from where Paul Dada has just analyzed. Atiku Abubakar went to that university with the hope of getting the school to get the record of Bola Tinubu on time to be able to submit it at the presidential, the Court of Appeal, the tribunal. But as it is now, the time frame and everything has elapsed. So it might just be an academic exercise. I don't know why Atiku Abubakar is still gunning for this.
They are the only ones who can explain why they are doing what they are doing. The Chicago State University has repeatedly said that Asiwaju Bola Tinubu passed through their school and graduated with honors. So the question is, what is the issue? What are they looking for? Because by line of authority, as long as somebody has the basic qualification, and the basic qualification to be qualified to contest in our country is the school certificate, the equivalent of school certificate, and someone has a university degree. In fact, based on the judgment handed down in Oyetola versus Adeleke, even if you have the school certificate and you have F9 parallel, you are qualified to contest. So with Asiwaju Bola Tinubu having a superior certificate to the school certificate that is stipulated as the minimum standard by line of authority is already a waste of time. And then secondly, everyone knows that election petitions are by nature different to other forms of litigation. In election petition, whatever you fail to plead or front load, you cannot lead it in evidence. And there is legal precedence in terms of Gagu versus Mimiko and Omourare versus Fadansi. Whatever you do afterwards will be seen as an amendment to your petition, and nobody will accept that. What is significant in this matter is that under oath, the registrar of the Chicago State University, Caleb Westberg, says, and I quote, "The difference is the date of award on the diploma versus the certified copy is likely. The difference in the date of award on the diploma versus the certified copy is likely the result of human error." He submitted that affidavit to the Circuit Court of Illinois on July 24. So they've admitted that error, that they made that error, and that it could have been human error. They have not said that they didn't issue a certificate. They've not said that it didn't pass through their school. So the question really even now is, the tribunal has concluded its work. It is getting set for judgment, and people are saying that within the next 2 weeks, the judgment should come, because the final date is September 21. So the tribunal will try its best to beat the deadline. Now that we are awaiting judgment, somebody is just still shopping for evidence to nail a man who won the election. This is the first time in our history that we are not hearing about ballot snatching, manipulation of election, but they are talking about forfeiture.
Talking about the polling units.
They are talking about somebody not being qualified. You should focus on the election, the way the election went, and the evidence that you have to prove that rigging took place. I'm surprised that it's technicalities that they are focusing on, and then the matter of IREV not being posted, the result not being posted in real time on IREV. But Section 60 of the Electoral Act says the election must have been concluded and results announced before it is transferred in any way prescribed by INEC. And if anyone reads the judgment of the judgment in Oyetola versus Adeleke, the matter of IREV has even been decided. Because the IREV is seen in that judgment as a post-election matter. Because, which means that it does not stipulate that INEC, the law does not stipulate that INEC must post real time. I said the results should have been announced before you choose whatever method to transmit, whether it is electronic. So I just think that this judgment should come so that Nigerians can have their peace, because all of what we are seeing, frankly, you just ask yourself, what is this meant to achieve? Nigeria is a sovereign country on its own. Going abroad to whatever, even will it be applicable to the situation here? Will the judgment of a court in the U.S. apply to a matter being decided in Nigeria, which is a sovereign on its own? I don't, honestly, I don't understand what's going on.
I want to enlighten us, Paul, because people are saying that, now that we are waiting for the judgment, now the Supreme Court will not take new evidence. Yeah. So why are we still talking about this?
Well, I think it's a matter of wanting to establish perjury. That's basically why this is. Well, that's basically what it is about. One has been cleared, and that's the issue of the certificate, university certificates. The other part is that what papers were presented to get into the university, that's for the primary and secondary schools, meaning that it's now a matter of challenging, building something on nothing. So all, from what I can see, is to establish perjury. It's a matter of, for us in Nigeria now, to begin to rethink how we run our elections. Nigeria is at a point where we need maximum concentration by the president now to take us out of the hole in which we are without distraction. Because you use that word, distraction. This is happening now at a time when we should have put that election behind us. That election was conducted months back. And we are still talking about it.
The process might be seen as
today.
Slow.
There was a time, there was a suggestion that elections should be held in November of the year before transition, which makes a lot of sense. It gives you about 6 months to inauguration, and we won't be having all of this happening because there is no way all of these cases will be in court that the lawyers will not be consulting the president.
Definitely.
So it means they are taking out of the time you should be using to focus on our issues.
Constant brief.
So we should use this opportunity to say, please, we need to revisit that proposal to have our elections in November, the November preceding the transition year, so that these issues won't be coming up as distraction.
Okay. Paul Dada, when you look at the whole thing now, and we're set for judgments, and, you know, even Mr. Peter Obi is not saying categorically that I won that election. The only thing I'm getting to hear from this plea is this person should be disqualified on this ground, on this ground, on this ground. And at the end of the day, as today we always say that we're waiting for the judgment. That will be very interesting.
That's the whole idea, to to create a doubt around the integrity of the elections. You know, I do not, Peter Obi cannot say squarely that he won that election. So it's now to challenge the process that produced the man who is the president. Now the issue of the FCT, 25% is also coming up. You know, 5% of the vote. All of this. But I think all of these are also a blessing in disguise, because you know why they are blessing in disguise? For the first time, the court will now have the opportunity to make very, very direct pronouncements.
Yes.
For example, on the issue of Abuja now, the Abuja status, if the court says, look,
It becomes the law.
it becomes the law. And then they go to Supreme Court. Supreme Court also says this is the way it is. So it's not, I mean, if anybody now comes up using the same arguments, it will be very easy to defeat. You understand? And even judges will rely on that. So for me, I see, you know, I'm happy. I'm even happy that people went to the court. For me, it's okay. That's the most decent thing to do. It's better than the social media harassment and all of that.
Jude, your final word on this? It seems it's going to be interesting, waiting for that judgment.
There are many reasons why that judgment is eagerly awaited. Many of us have argued that there is no Nigerian state that is superior to the other. We are being told now that you must win 25% in Abuja, just because of the way the sentence was framed in the Constitution. an illogical argument has been brought up. I'm very confident that the courts will resolve that matter because there is nowhere in the world where the electoral system insists that you must win a particular state before you can be president. As big as New York is, and California, as big as they are, no one insists that you must win them before you can be president of the U.S. And we've seen American presidents emerge without winning New York and California as big as those states are in terms of electoral college seats. So it's ridiculous for people to sit here in Nigeria and say you must win Abuja before you can be president. Do the people who live in Abuja here, do they have 3 heads? I've been moving around. I've not seen anybody in Abuja with 2 heads. So how is Abuja superior to other Nigerian states? It's just like a state. And the Constitution deems it as being, as having the character of a state. That's all. So I'm eager to see the judicial pronouncement on that matter, starting with the Court of Appeal and the final court, the Supreme Court, so that in future nobody will bring that ridiculous argument again that you must win Abuja before you can be president. Once that pronouncement is made by those 2 courts of record, that will be the end of that argument. So in fact, for that one alone, I'm eager to see that judgment come so that we will know that this matter has been resolved permanently. Nobody will tell me that I can't become president unless I win FCC.
All right.
Why should I
We have to leave it there. I want to thank you, Dr. Oladipo. Thank you for your contribution today.
Just to add that.
Thank you for your contribution. And BKO still in Abuja, thank you for your passes from the Federal Capital Territory. And that's our offering today. Join us tomorrow for a regular episode of Journalist Hangouts by 5 p.m. You can watch the repeat broadcast of this episode tonight at 11:30 p.m. We're on YouTube, youtube.com/TVC News Nigeria. I'm Ayodele Uzubakun. See you tomorrow, and God bless Nigeria.